me as well from a personal standpoint, because the beautiful black woman who's by my side happens to be a professor, and I met her the same semester I taught my first college class at the age of 22. I was 22, she was 19. I saw this beautiful girl across the room, and she had the most beautiful smile, and I went up and I talked to her, and I just said, hey, how are you? And it's funny because her name actually rhymed with one of my favorite relatives, literally. I'm not going to say her name because I don't want everybody knowing her name. But anyway, so all through the years, we were friends for many, many years. And ironically, we didn't even know this at the time, she happened to become a professor too. And if you look around, I said, isn't it weird that only 1% of the population has a PhD? And less than 1% of the black population has a PhD. And you and I both got PhDs. And we didn't even know that the other person was going to do this when we met each other 25 years ago, which is exactly when I taught my first college class. So it's kind of crazy how life brings things full circle. So anyway, one question I love to ask is, do you feel that the material in our school is better than what you learned in college? That's a really important question to me. And literally, out of all the respondents who went to college, about 96% of those respondents said yes. 96%. So that means that we've accomplished something really extraordinary here, in that we have basically disrupted the whole educational process by basically offering something that is more culturally relevant than most black students are getting when they go to college. It is more real-world oriented than what most people get. It is lower cost than what most people have, far lower cost. Literally, I'm talking about maybe 1/20th. You go to college for a year, you're spending $50,000. You go to the Black Business School for a year, you can do that for less, maybe $800 or less, right? For a lot of the programs, maybe $1,000 max, something like that. And then on top of that, more culturally relevant, more real world applications, far lower price. There's better quality, right? So ultimately, what we're doing as well is we're not just an education company, we are a media company. And that was also a deliberate part of our strategy, in that we wanted to harness the power of media to allow millions and millions of people to get access to the professors that you have to spend a lot of money to get access to if you go to Harvard or Yale or some other expensive university, right? So we have, very high caliber faculty, because what I said was, I kind of did what Ice Cube did with the Big Three League, or, Ice Cube said, look, there's these great players who are very well known, who can still play basketball. Why don't we get these guys together and form a league, right? So I formed a league with my professor friends. I said, let's go and let's get all these people we know, these black people we know, who are teaching at these universities, who are not happy, who want to teach more black people, and why don't we harness up tens of thousands of black people so we can all educate the masses on a mass scale, so we can actually make a difference for this generation. So really, it's funny to me that the movie The Black Panther is coming out this month. Now, just so you know, all of this is an economic lesson. It all circles back. I'm a weirdo, but I hope you trust my weirdness in knowing that this all circles back to, number one, I'm explaining to you how you build a strong business. You find out what people need and you give it to them. And then sometimes they don't know they need it. Sometimes you got to persuade them to understand why they need it, right? You have to talk to them. So I spent a lot of time studying, marketing tactics and stuff like that. And I figured out why you have the very best ideas from the very brightest scholars not being heard by the masses, because most scholars don't know anything about how to market a product. Most scholars think that they're above having to market. Well, marketing is probably the second most important part of our company besides customer service. So so for the first several years, we didn't make a profit at all, because all of our money went right back into the company. All of it. I didn't say, hey, I made me $10,000. Let me pull it out so I can go buy me the car I've always wanted. I don't even own a car. I ride in Ubers everywhere I go. My clothes, this shirt I bought this shirt from Walmart or Target. I don't remember which one. It was one or the other, depending on what kind of mood I was in that day. All the money that we were making was going right back into the business to develop marketing. And then the third tier was infrastructure. How do you develop organizational structure? Because you can't build a multi-million-dollar company by yourself. You see, a lot of times we have a lot of businesses in the community where you have one person working themselves like a field slave trying to run the whole organization. That one person will be the CEO, the vice president, the chief technology officer, the head of marketing, the head of human resources, the garbage man, the maid, the secretary, the accountant, and businesses like that can't grow. What happens is that you lose what is called scalability. Scalability means having the ability to take your business and scale it up because you've got a strong structure beneath where you can just keep adding components. So I don't have a team of one or a team of two or a team of three. We have a team of 30. We have a lot of people that operate every single day in the same direction, and we all start our team meetings every week by reminding our team of our core values. We have the Black Core of 3, which is we believe Black people should educate our own children, we should create our own jobs, and we should support Black businesses. I came up with the Black Core of 3 because, number one, it fits what I believe in as a teacher. It fits what the community needs. It fits what I believe as a Black man. It fits what I believe as an economist. It fits what I believe as an activist. And it fits it's a very basic way of kind of solving a lot of problems. And it's also the other reason why you repeat your core values to your team and your organization is because you need them to really drill it and know it. So we have an internship program, and our interns, as part of their requirement for even keeping the job more than a couple of weeks, we fire most of our interns pretty quick because a lot of them can't reach the standard. But we make sure they know our company's core values like that. Like if you can't recite it like that, then that means you're not really into it. So that's another little tip. When you start a business, don't just hire people that are there for a paycheck. You hire people that are there because they believe in the cause. So those are just some thoughts. I gathered some of the testimonials from you guys. If you guys want to look at any of them, but I won't talk much more about that. But let me talk about this movie coming out, The Black Panther. I think it's really interesting to talk about because it's Black History Month. The movie is kind of the thing everybody's discussing. Everybody's into it. So a couple of things. One, I have told everybody that really believes in this movie, you must understand that there is a critique you could make about the film. But since Ryan Coogler's mom is one of the best friends of one of my best friends, I'm not ever going to critique this movie in a negative way because I'm very happy about what they made. But an observation is that this film is not owned by Black people, right? It's loved by Black people. It's going to be financed by Black people, but it's not really owned by Black people, right? You have Black actors that were hired by Marvel, which is owned by Disney. Most of Disney shareholders aren't Black. Now, what I've told people, though, is that if you want to participate, if you want to kind of feel more connected to the film, consider going to buy some Disney stock. Disney stock, I don't know what it costs right now, but right now, because of the market slump, I believe Disney stock is trading at a lower price than it was maybe the day before. Let me see if I can check here on one of my apps, or actually I'll look on my I'll just check online. Actually, I can do that on my computer here. So let me see here. What's the price of Disney stock? Let's see. Hopefully my Wi-Fi will be fast enough. All right. So the price of Disney stock is $108. I'm going to share my screen with you guys so you guys can kind of see what's going on with Disney stock so we can all be on the same page here. Hold on. Give me a second. Okay, I got to yank this thing over. I can't. I'm not even going to tell y'all about the little buttons I got to push to kind of make this stuff work. There we go. All right. Okay, so you look at Disney stock, today it's kind of moving down a little bit. You go back 5 days, it's kind of had a downward trend. It was 112 here, now it's down to 108. Over the course of the month, it's kind of been herky-jerky up and down. Over the course of the year, it's gone up $100 to right now 108. It was 112. This is the 1 year thing, so you kind of saw it go to 115, then kind of go down, then up a little bit, then down. Now it's sort of on an upward trend. 5 years though, you see here you could have bought it for $54 in 2013. Now it's worth more than about 108. So really with stocks, it's this sort of long-term pattern that you're paying the most attention to. You're not really, in investing, I really kind of get a little bit concerned when I'm hearing people talking about their investments on daily, weekly, monthly terms. Like, I've heard people talk about crypto. I've told you guys I'm a big believer in cryptocurrency and the future of all the cryptocurrencies that are out there. Not all of them, just that select 1% that we recommend in the digital underground that we think represent the beginnings of massive industries. 99% of them I'm not going to touch. 99% of all coins I'm not touching. 90% of these coins are fraudulent. They shouldn't exist. They don't represent a viable business model. My experts have analyzed them. They pretty much said that they're no good. There's that other 10% that might do okay because they're really trying to do something real, but maybe they just don't have, they didn't plant the right seed, right? Like if you're trying to grow a watermelon, you can't plant a tomato seed, right? So some of these coins are sort of like they're saying, look, we want to be seen as a watermelon, but really if you analyze it, you'll say, well, wait a minute, this is a tomato seed, so you're not going to grow a watermelon, but you'll grow a nice, healthy, plump tomato, but even the biggest tomato is not as big as the smallest watermelon, right? But then you've got these companies that are, what you might call the watermelon seeds, where they actually have the beginnings of what could be a massive industry. So for example, Ripple was one that that our team was recommending back, I think, when Ripple was like 20 cents. I think now Ripple's gone as high as $3, but then it dropped to maybe $1 something. But either way, when I invested in crypto, I wasn't thinking about, well, what's this coin going to do tomorrow? What's it going to do next month? I'm thinking about, okay, what's this coin going to be like in 5 years? Is the company going to, if you want to participate?